Hi guys, it's Natalie. Welcome back. Today's video is going to be all about my nose surgery. Ever since I brought it up recently, you guys have been pretty interested on knowing all about it. So today I'm filming this video letting you know my experience, my thoughts, the reason why I got it, how old was I, how much it was, how painful it was, if I recommend it or not, just basically everything about it. I hope you find it interesting, informative, and helpful. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll be answering them. And also, if I left any other information, it's going to be listed in the description. So make sure to check that out. But let's get started. Before I start with all the information, I just want to let you know that I am not encouraging plastic surgery. I'm just letting you know my story, the reason why I got it, and all the information that I know. So I just want to throw it out there. Alright, so onto the story part. I got it done when I was 18 years old, so about 4 to 5 years ago. That being said, I don't really remember like vividly everything, but I did write things down on my phone and any other information that I remembered. So the reason why I got it was because I was doing pageants at the time and I was basically encouraged to do it, you could say. I mean, all my life I've been insecure about my boobs, so I always wanted to get my breasts done and maybe my bum just because the hourglass body was in, and it's still in. It's actually even more in now, but I'm thankfully over that phase. So that being said, my plan was to get my boobs done, but my pageant director recommended for me to get my nose done, and I was like, what? I've never in my life seen myself in the mirror and think I have a big nose or my nose is ugly. I don't know, like it never really was a problem or insecurity for me. So I was pretty shocked when he mentioned that. So basically I was kind of encouraged to do it, and I went for it and got it done when I was 18 years old. I think it was the right time because nowadays girls get it done when they're like 16. I would recommend for you to wait a little bit older, maybe 21 or maybe 18, but not younger than that, because your body's still changing, and also you can change your mind throughout the years like I did about my breasts. So I got it done in Dominican Republic around February of 2012, I believe. I'm going to list the name of the doctor down below for you guys. I went in for a checkup. He told me a lot of information. He made me feel very comfortable. He was asking me why I wanted to get it done. We also spoke about the price. It was around $5,000, I believe, and also how to take care of it afterwards and other information that I'll be mentioning in a few. So fast forward to the day of the surgery. I got there like around 7, I believe, and you're not supposed to eat like 12 hours before, and I was like, what? Basically I was starving. So by the way, I think it's important to mention I've never been hospitalized or gotten surgery or like broke a bone or anything like that. That being said, I was extremely scared. I just didn't know what to expect. But anyways, they sent me to this room, which is like basically where I'm going to be after I get the surgery done, and it's really nice, very clean. She gives me a robe, I put it on. All I remember was speaking to the nurse and my mom and telling them how nervous I was, and then after that I don't remember absolutely anything. I don't remember how they put me to sleep. I just don't know what happened, to be honest with you. After that I woke up and I was in bed already with the surgery done. So I woke up, all I hear is like a lot of noises going around. I hear the doctor speaking, I hear my mom, and I'm like drugged out. I was like, whoa, like I opened my eyes, I saw everything blurry. I don't know what they gave me, but I was drugged out. I didn't really feel any pain afterwards, and I have a really low tolerance in pain, but all I felt was being extremely uncomfortable and wanting to breathe. So my first reaction was to panic. I panicked for the smallest things, by the way, but I just really couldn't breathe, and my nose was clogged. I felt like I had something in my throat, so I couldn't even breathe through my mouth. Basically, that was like the hardest part for me. It wasn't painful, I just couldn't breathe. So I slept in the hospital overnight just because I had to wait till the next day for them to take the gauze or whatever I had stuck in my nose. My mom thankfully stayed with me, but let me just say that was one of the hardest nights for me. I mean, the next few days were pretty hard. I just hate breathing through my mouth, and that's basically the only way you could breathe. So let's just say I couldn't sleep that night. Wake up in the morning, I'm still anxious. The doctor comes in pretty early and he's really chill, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't breathe, help me. He's like, oh, just don't worry if that's normal, and I'm like, for you it is, not for me. I remember telling him I have something stuck in my throat, that's the reason why I can't breathe. So he comes back in and it's time to take my gauze out, thankfully, or like cotton, whatever, it's stuck in my nose. For me, out of the whole entire surgery, the worst part was the following. I didn't even feel any pain when I woke up, or any pain overall. Let's just say, if I thought I had a terrible night, that was the moment of truth. He basically took like a clamp or a really big tweezer and pulled the longest gauze out of my nose, like super fast, and I was like, oh! I started panicking even more, but I was like, wait a second, I could actually breathe now. So what I had stuck in my throat was the gauze or cotton that they were all the way like in, legit. And then he went on and took the other one out. It was quick, but it was so painful, and then all I felt was like dripping, like something is dripping. Anyways, I hate blood. It's one of my biggest phobias. Like I hate the smell of it, I hate the taste of it, I hate the look of it. I do not like blood. So long story short, that was basically the hardest part for me. I then went home and he told me that the way I could sleep is up. Like upright, so I needed a bunch of pillows behind me. I couldn't lay my head down like flat, but that was pretty much it. And then he told me to come back in a week or 3 weeks. I don't really remember. I'm going to put it right here for you guys. And the reason why he wanted me back in 3 weeks was to get my cast off. I had to stay with a cast, like a really hard cast around my nose area for 3 weeks. That was extremely hard to like shower, to do anything. My family actually, we went to a beach house. Don't recommend it. You're not supposed to take any sort of sun for like almost a year, like directly sun. I was inside the whole time and I had a hat on, so I didn't really break the rules, you could say. And by the way, I didn't mention this in the beginning, there's different ways of getting your nose surgery. You could either get it from here, like open here, or here. I believe that's the only two options. Mine was right here, so he just opened this and, you know, did his magic. And then they could also break your nose entirely if you have like a bump or crooked nose. Thankfully he didn't do any of that. He just basically made it up. Like, that's my surgery. It wasn't like a big deal. He didn't really do much, basically. That's why it looks a lot more natural than other nose jobs I've seen. So I was thankful for that, because your nose is your 3D object. It's something that could make or break your face. I feel like there's no in between in nose surgeries. It's either well done or a really shitty job, you know what I mean? Because for example, with boob jobs, you could trick it and make it look decent if it doesn't come out right, but with nose, you cannot do that. So yeah, he just basically opened up right here, and I have a little tiny scar, like 2 little lines, but that's pretty much it. By the way, after getting your nose job done, I feel like you could automatically tell who has their nose done and how they got it done. Like, I could pinpoint, I don't know, it's just something that I could tell without them saying it. No matter if it's a really great job and it looks super natural, I could tell. Someone commented in one of my videos that they had gotten their nose done and they noticed from the beginning. So it's just like, I feel like it's a thing. We are connected. I'm getting distracted here. Back to the point that they didn't break my nose. That's the reason why I didn't really get purple under eye. Usually that's a huge thing when you get your nose done. Like, you get like these super purple bags, or you could get really swollen. My aunt recommended to use potatoes under my eyes for a few hours every day. That way the swollenness goes away and the purpleness as well. So during those 3 weeks that I was waiting, I had to breathe through my mouth the whole time. I had to drink a lot of water because I got really thirsty. Also, my mouth would get really dry around my mouth area. So fast forward to the day that I got my cast off. I don't know why, but I was expecting like a Michael Jackson nose, like really tiny, small, I don't know. But when I saw myself in the mirror, first of all, I panicked terribly because around my nose area, I had uneven skin. I am naturally tan, so I had like some white or fair, like really light skin patches of my nose, and I was like, what in the world? I guess it was just the fact that I had the cast for so long. He told me that's normal and that my skin will go back to normal on a few weeks or months. It actually took me like probably 2 months for it to go back to like my natural skin. So yeah, I panicked because of that, but I also wasn't pleased because my nose, to me, it looked extremely the same. By the way, for nose surgeries, it takes about a year or a year and a half for it to look normal or how it's supposed to look, because throughout that whole year, it's going to still look swollen. To me, I looked completely the same. I look back at pictures now and I'm like, oh, I do see a difference, which I'm kind of thankful for, because I didn't want a dramatic change from the beginning, since it wasn't necessarily something that I wanted to do. Also, fun fact, after getting your nose done, your skin type changes so much. I had normal skin, but afterwards I got super oily, especially in my nose area, so keep that in mind. All right, so that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Now I'm going to move on to some of the questions you guys left on my questions and answers video. Some of you were asking if it's painful. It's not painful, it's just really uncomfortable, the fact that you can't breathe. But I didn't really feel any terrible pain. After surgery though, your skin feels so different. Like, it just feels super swollen. It's just super sensitive, and when you touch it, it feels like your finger's not even there. Not now, obviously, but like when I got it done, it felt like so uncomfortable. Some of you were asking about the healing time. I feel like it's different with everyone, but for me, it took me about 2 months for me to feel completely normal with it, because I mean, first of all, I did have some like uneven skin, so doing my makeup and covering it was a little bit tricky for me, but it took me about 3 months for it to go back to normal. Like my skin color, would you do it again or regret it? Or maybe some advice on people who are considering it like me. All right, so would I do it again? No, definitely not. I mean, first and foremost, I didn't want to get my nose done. Like, it wasn't something that I dreamed of getting done. It wasn't something that I was concerned about or insecure about, but I wouldn't get it done again just because it's such a tricky process, guys. Again, I repeat myself, it's something that could make you or break you real quick. It's just really tricky and living on the edge with the results that you may get, so that's the main reason why I wouldn't get it done again. I do have to say, you have to be very careful, because after getting any sort of plastic surgery, you become addicted on wanting to get more. I have some friends that have gotten surgery, especially on the pageant world that they just keep getting addicted. It's just like celebrities, that you do a little touch up and they get addicted and want more. So they get their nose done, their ass done, their boobs done, Botox, lip injections, just because you're never satisfied or you just want more. So my advice, if you decide on doing it, do it for you first and foremost. Do not do it because you're encouraged or because someone pushed you to do it or told you to do it or because you were bullied or made fun of. Do it because it will make you happy, not because you want to shut up the people that make fun of you. So just keep that in mind. Someone also asked if it's worth the money. I mean, if it's something that you want to get done, I think it's totally worth the money. Don't go for someone that's cheap because you'll get cheap results, honey. I feel like with something that's permanent, like plastic surgery and tattoos, you need to do your research on the person you're getting it done with, especially if it's international, because let me tell you, there's some crazy sad stories out there, which is also the main reason why I recommend for you to do it here, just because it's just a lot safer here and there's laws to follow compared to outside countries. So just keep that in mind and don't go for the cheapest person. I think those were the only questions you guys asked. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll be answering them. I'll also be including some more information in the description box. Overall, I do feel pleased with my surgery. I like the outcome of it. The only thing I don't like that I do want to mention is the fact that when I smile now, because since it was done through here, I have like a line. It's something no one knows unless I say it, and I'm not talking about like the scar, because the scar, it's minimal. It's just like when I smile, the stick or whatever they put here, it's like, it just, you can see it. I'm going to like show you guys a close-up. I feel like I only noticed because I'm extremely OCD, but I hope you enjoy again. Remember to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and see you next time. Bye. Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. It was extremely traumatizing. Person that you want to get your nose fuck, I think, and all I felt was like blood dripping down.